them.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Cynthia. We're back in the parking lot again.
Yeah, this is a lot of... No, this is the woods, Valerie.
Okay, start over. Cut. Take two.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Cynthia.
Here we are in the Pennsylvania woods again.
I just can't.
Okay, we're really in a parking lot, but it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
We're out hiking. I'm in sandals.
So we thought we would tell you a little bit about this week's clue. It's pretty exciting.
It is. So we have two destinations on this week's clue, and they're both places you've been, and I have not.
It all works.
That's the wonderful thing about inspiration, though. We
That's
can get
true.
inspired by anything.
Yeah.
And when you shared with me pictures that you had taken at the National Museum of the Coverlet in Bedford, Pennsylvania, I was so impressed by the patterns and the colors and the intricacy and the details of all those patterns. And it really made me excited to see what we could do with knitting. So that's the
cool.
direction I went.
It's an astonishing place, and it's in this little town in Bedford, Pennsylvania, and it's this amazing museum. You should all go there once it's open again. So yeah, it's really neat.
So, and then the other place, your inspiration.
Mine is from Falling Water, which is in a little town. It's not really a town, it's an area called Mill Run, Pennsylvania. And Falling Water is the most amazing house. It was built or designed by Frank Lloyd Wright for Robert Kaufman Sr., who used to own, well, he's gone now, but he owned Kaufman's department stores in Pittsburgh. So he had quite an empire with department stores at the time. And he commissioned Wright to build this summer house. Originally, it was supposed to be just a house looking at the waterfall, but of course, Wright made it over the waterfall. So the house is just stunning. And my inspiration for this clue was the house has a lot of horizontal lines. The house is concrete porches that are horizontal, and then there's sort of shadows and darkness behind them. So when you look, you see sort of light, dark, light, dark. And that turned into shadow knitting.
Oh, shadow knitting. So this is only my second experience with shadow knitting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious, when I talked to you about it last time, you told me it had always intrigued you. So what about shadow knitting do you find so intriguing?
I like it because you get these really cool effects. Some people do all kinds of things with it. You can put words into the knitting, or you can do all kinds of geometric things. I kept this one simple for obvious reasons, but the really cool thing to me is it's only knitting and purling.
Yeah.
And yet you can do all this really fun stuff. So it's super easy, but it ends up looking really cool.
I like the dimensionality of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and what do you like about mosaic knitting? I've never done it. I'm going to have to learn how to make your shawl, which is exciting.
Believe it or not, I had never done it before I designed it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's always a first time.
I had several patterns that I had picked out that use mosaic knitting that I was going to follow long before we started this process, and they always never managed to make it to the top of the to-do list. But I have yarn.
Okay.
And I have patterns for several different mosaic knits, and I was just so intrigued by the graphic nature of the pattern, and by the fact that you do it by only working one color at a time.
Yes.
You know,
and shadow knitting is that way too. So we sort of have similar clues in a way this time.
Yeah. So I've got no pearls though.
Oh, none?
Not a single pearl.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually had to take time out and knit another shawl before I could design this, because I needed to learn a little bit about how mosaic knitting worked.
Okay.
And I actually thoroughly enjoyed the process, and that gave me what I needed then to make the design. But it's funny, you know, you come to a project and you have ideas about what you're going to put into your project and what you're not. And I think of all of my ideas for our Pennsylvania road trip, the mosaic knitting is the only one left that actually made it into the shawl.
Wow.
In terms of design elements.
That's amazing. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it that much.
It's here.
I'll look forward to doing it.
So, a little tidbit about this section of the shawl. This section of the shawl, this leg, has the most rows of any leg.
Okay, that's true.
But it is not the most knitting of any leg.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's the way shawls work.
Our rows get longer. So we'll do fewer rows as we go. But this one has the most. So it's the tallest and most bold.
I think it's a dramatic section too, because it's a mixture of lights and darks. It's kind of a cool place to have it too, right here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because it really kind of frames the face then with this drama.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a really neat pattern. And you'll get to use colors C and D.
Right.
So after you're finished this leg, actually 4 rows into this leg, you'll have used all of your colors at least once.
That's true. So that's exciting. Yeah, because we're all anxious to use the colors at this point. Yeah, you want to kind of... In fact, when we were designing, we're like, we need to use these colors so we can keep using color. See what happens.
We were ready to keep going.
Well, good. I think I'm looking forward to this week.
Yes.
It should be fun.
Me too. I want to say that it has been so much fun seeing all of the work that has been done by all of the knitters who are participating.
Yes.
The colors are gorgeous and the stitches are gorgeous, and it's been really exciting to see how much fun people are having.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you like the concept of the road trip. Of course, I think right now anybody would be excited about the idea of getting out.
That's true.
So I am certainly adding places to my list of places I want to go when we're free.
Yes, exactly.
But for now, we'll just dream and share our knitting. So keep sharing your pictures and asking questions and helping each other and being encouraging. It is so helpful to us, and just kind of makes this worth it when we see that.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward now to seeing more of the sharing, just because we're using more colors now. So it's going to be super fun to see what people have done.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Okay, well, let's get knitting.
You've got 2 weeks this time.
Enjoy,
2 weeks
everyone.
until the next clue.
Enjoy. Peace out.
Peace
2
out.
weeks.